Hey guys, this is Keith from Man Publishing, and today I'm going to review and walk through a new piece of software called LeadsFlowPro. Essentially, what LeadsFlow Pro is it allows you to generate, to nurture, and really to automate all your leads. Okay, it does that by what they call setting up flows. Okay, so a flow could be when a lead comes in, you can send it to your multiple autoresponders, one autoresponder, webinar signups, send them an SMS message, send them just a straight up welcome email, put them into a membership site where maybe you're giving some free training. You can drop retargeting codes. There's a whole array of integrations that this has that you can create with these flows. Okay, so basically bringing in that one lead, you can send them through any number of different integrations. So I'll walk through all of that and kind of show you what that looks like. Um, Now, what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to hop over here to the program itself. Okay, so a couple things here about the versions of LeadsFlow Pro. Now, when you visit the sales page, you're going to see three different versions that are available. There's a basic version, a core version, and a pro version. I'm going to demo the pro version, and the difference really between core and pro is really just the amount of sites that you're licensed for. Okay, so I believe core is 3 sites and pro is 10 sites. Now, with the basic, it's just one domain that you can install this on, and the features that you do not get in basic, there's really only two. One of them is you do not get the ability to integrate with affiliate platform like JVZoo. That integration is not available, and also you do not get access to the free mobile app. Okay, so there's an Android version and an iOS version, and what the mobile app is, I'm not going to demo that right for you guys, but what it is it's you can connect all the sites that you have. So if you have 10 sites connected, it'll download all the statistics for those sites. Okay, and obviously it keeps them separate. You can view them one at a time, so none of the stats are jumbled. They're all their own individual statistics. It's pretty robust. I've seen a little demo. I believe there's one on the sales page as well that you can see what the mobile app looks like. But it's pretty robust and pretty cool. So so those are the two things that you will not get with the basic version. Okay, so again, I'm looking at the pro version here. So that's what you're seeing. Now, there's also there's a one-time offer for the elite version, but I'm going to walk through that at the end here and just kind of show you what you get with the elite version. So I'll make sure to go through all those features as well. Okay, so what you're going to notice is this is built on WordPress. Okay, now you do not have to have your sites on on WordPress. Okay, you can use these for regardless of what platform it's built on. If it's just straight HTML site, whatever. You do not have to have WordPress to use this. Okay, or your site built on WordPress. You do need WordPress to use LeadsFlow Pro as it is a WordPress plugin. Now, there's a little caveat to that. So you can, if you do not use WordPress to host any of your websites, you can simply just go out and get some domain, whatever it is, or your own domain, and make a subdomain, install WordPress, get the plugin installed here, and then you can just start using it from there. Okay, so now one caveat is what I'm going to be showing you is some flows. Okay, and then in here they have an external flow, an ecom flow, and an internal flow. So now if you do not in the internal flows, what you can do is you can create opt-ins. Okay, so you can create pop-ups. You can create kind of slide-ins, full page, header bar, footer bar, all those type of opt-ins. And there's a builder right in the site. Okay, but you cannot do an internal flow. It has to be on the domain. Okay, so when you build an internal flow, if you have this hosted somewhere, your actual opt-in, your page has to be on that particular domain, or you're not going to be able to use an internal flow or build out opt-ins. Okay. However, with the external flows, Those you can use anywhere. So it'll basically give you a little form some form code that you're going to either paste in to whatever page builder that you're using, and you can then use LeadsFlow in that manner. So again, you don't have to have your actual site built on WordPress unless you want to use the actual opt-in feature. So we'll walk through those as well, and I'll kind of show you what that is. Now, it's kind of a robust system, so if you guys have any questions about anything, any of the features, whatever, just go ahead, leave a comment, and I'll answer you the best I can. Now, when you first install it, you're basically going to be prompted for your license key. So you just go ahead and enter that. And then there's two little items that you have to take care of before you get started. Number one is you have to create a page. Okay, so you simply just go to your pages, create a brand new one, and you can keep it as draft as well. You don't have to publish the page. And what you're going to be able to do is you'll see that in here, and you can pick whichever page you want. So I just created one called LeadsFlow, and just use it that way because it needs that for the actual application to run. So you're going to create that page, and the second thing you're going to do is download the geo IP. So it allows you to track all the geographical information, and I'll show you the dashboard where that stuff comes into play. But you just click a button, and it downloads it for you. So it's very simple. It takes about 60 seconds to get everything set up, at most. All right, so you'll see there's some options here that you can set. Again, we talked about the page. You've got some Optin Page URL prefixes, and there's explanations for what all these things are. But there's a LeadFlow prefix you can set, A/B test preset. Prefixes you can set. Now there's also spam protection. So what that is you can set some rules here. If a user accesses a flow more than 10 times in a period of 2 minutes, you can ban him for whatever you want to ban him for. Okay, so that's just to help prevent DDoS attacks. Just anybody who's just spamming and just botting your forms. You can actually set that up and send that into spam. You'll see there's some rules these got down here. And you can also switch your PHP limits here as well. Now, we also have the API integrations. Okay, so it integrates with a lot. This is really kind of the core of what LeadsFlowPro does. Okay, so there's a lot of different autoresponders. Facebook, you can integrate with GoToWebinar, Full Contact. As you can see, my mail, push over, Entrepreneur. You'll see some of these say you need to upgrade to LeadsFlowPro to use this service. We have Rapid Mailer, Sendinblue, SendLane, Twilio, Webinar Ignition, Webinar Jam, Wishlist, and Zapier. Now, Zapier is that integration is not available. It's only available in the Elite version, and I'll talk about what Zapier is if you're not aware of what it is, but it's mega powerful. So I'll show you a little bit about that as well, so you can take a look. Now, we also have is mobile access. So you just go ahead, if you're using the mobile app, just enable it. This is basically how you set up the app and get it registered on your phone. So just follow these simple directions. It's very, very simple, very easy to do. We talked about GeoIP. Now there's some opt-in templates. I believe it comes stock with 20 of them. And we'll get more into these when we actually build out an opt-in, and I'll kind of show you. I'll show you how that works. And then there's some miscellaneous things that you can reset the stats and delete the cache. Okay, let's go ahead and jump right into lead flows. We'll go through everything else in here afterwards, but everything really stems around these flows, okay? So now I've got, there's 3 different types in here in the version that I'm using. There is one additional type, I believe it's called a form catcher, and that is available in the Elite plan, which again, like I say, I'll kind of review what you get in the Elite version at the end of the video here. So for now, we have an external, an ecom flow, and an internal, okay? We're going to start out with just the external flow. Now, where you would really get the most value out of the external flows is if LeadsFlowPro is not installed on the domain where you're going to put your landing page, basically where you're going to capture this lead from. So in this case, I am actually putting this on an external domain from where I'm hosting LeadsFlowPro. Okay, so when you first come into these, basically what you're going to do is you're just going to give it a name and choose which flow that you want and just hit update, okay? And that basically will then reveal these settings down here. So as you see, I have external selected. What you can do is, I'll quickly kind of go through a lot of these settings here, is you can set a custom URL. You don't have to, but what that will basically do is this is your flow URL. So it will basically take this and it will replace this. Okay, so it'll just be a nice, cleaner URL. It's totally optional. It's nothing that you need to do. But you'll also be able to see how you want to pull these. For the most part, when you create a brand new flow, you don't really have to change anything. It's pretty much set by default, and you're good to go. So you can choose to take these variables however you'd like. I'm just using post variables right now. And you can see it's creating a little form for me, okay? Because this is an external flow, and I'm going to have this on an external domain. I'm going to need to paste this into whatever landing page builder I'm using. Okay, now you can also enable or disable your spam and DDoS, which I reviewed in the general settings there. Then you have your flow components, okay? Now, with flow components, you're going to see there's a few here by default, but as you connect in the integrations area, whatever you have connected will basically populate here. So if you have 20 different integrations going, then you'll have 20 different integrations to actually include into your flow, okay? So taking a look at this now, the flow start, and you can actually flip on any of these little help icons, and it will basically give you some explanations there. But for now, what I've done is I'm going to have a lead capture page. So what I'm going to do is have a form on that page, and I just want to capture their email and their name. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that I have these set. Now, by default, when you create an external flow, this is already set because it's usually the main ones that you want. But you can add variables to them. If I wanted to get, last name, and then just give it basically, is it required? Is the field not empty? So these are just validation rules that you can go ahead and set if you'd like. But I'm going to just get rid of that for now. And what it is the primary email variable. You want to set that. So obviously it's email. Okay. Now, what they also have is a fallback type. Now, fallback type is, so you have the ability to keep it disabled, standalone opt-in, a custom URL with get forwarded variables. So what this is, if you were to take this link and paste it into your own autoresponder, if you wanted to do it outside of LeadsFlowPro, and actually you would take this into an autoresponder and paste this in, because you're going to want to get the actual mapping to the names, to the variables, and I'll show you that as well. But what you can do is, if by chance you have this in your autoresponder and you don't have let's say that you don't have the last name of the particular user, and last name is in here, what it'll do, and if it's required, what it will do when the user clicks that link is it will basically fall back and take them to whatever page it is that you want them to to land on, okay, and so that you can capture that information, because we're saying that it's required, so we absolutely have to have it, and you don't have it in your autoresponder right now, so you need to get it. So it'll basically give them a fallback and lead them to that page for you to then to go ahead and collect that variable or that piece of information that you're saying is required, and then basically give them they'll be able to enter the flow. All right, now we also have some cookie settings that you can set cookies for 90 days, don't track it, or just set it for a lifetime cookie. Okay, so that's basically your flow start. So again, these variables need to be set depending on what what you want to capture in your on your form. Okay. Now you have the local subscribers database, which is the WordPress, which is what this is hosted on. So we're going to want to enable that so that everything gets pushed into this is auto set, so it's automatically enabled. But this is just auto setting the variables. And you'll see a little explanation here as well. So we just want to make sure that we have these correct and that they're mapped correct. So like if it's first name that I'm looking for, then name, that's what it's going to map to basically inside of inside of WordPress here. And again, you can add as many variables as you'd like to, whatever kind of information you're collecting. Now, you can have custom tags. Okay, so you can tag them as soon as they enter this flow. So you can remove tags as well. So if you're putting them through a new flow and you don't want the existing, if it's an existing subscriber and you don't want that same tag attached, you can actually have it remove when they enter this flow and then maybe add a different one. Or you can continue to just append new new tags to these particular users or subscribers. So you can go ahead and just set those, set it to whatever you'd like, and you can see here it gives you a little count of, I have 11 people through this tag. I think it's the only tag I've created in here for the demo purposes. So all the tests that I've done are basically subscribed to this one tag. Now this is really the power of this. So depending on what campaign you're running, if it is an opt-in, some sort of lead magnet in relation to video, SEO, email, whatever it may be, we want to make sure that you're tagging these correctly. Okay, so I'm going to set up a flow for every lead magnet that I set up, so that as these subscribers, as the subscribers enter my flow and are being saved, I then have those tags, which I can go back to and create new lists if I want to send a particular group of people through a brand new flow. And I'll show you that. You do that through the subscribers area, and I'll show you where this comes into play. All right, so we've got that, and then we've got, like I said, you can drag, you can put these wherever you want. So if I can add another one. If I wanted to, I could actually push this to two different lists in my get response integration if I choose to. It's really up to you. It really depends on what your sales funnel is like and how you have it mapped out. And actually, a couple of the bonuses that I've created for this particular product deal all with sales funnels. There's like 5 different sequences, 20 different landing page templates for optimized press, and so on. So you can actually click the link in the description there to check out the bonuses for this as well. But it definitely goes into setting up that sales funnel after you get the initial lead. What do you do with them? So I've got a few mind maps that you can take a look at and apply if you'd like. So anyway, back to this, the flow end. So we can have it do a couple things here. You can display a message. Now, if you display a message, this is something that you would have to host on the domain that LeadsFlowPro is on, okay? Because it's going to display that message. Redirect to a URL or return a unique ID. This is for integrations into some different platforms. So what I'm doing is I'm just redirecting for this purpose. Now you can see you can pick any of your pages that you have set up, pages or posts that you have set up in this instance of WordPress. But because I'm pushing it to a different domain, I'm just going to use the custom URL. And for demo purposes, I'm just sending them the thank you page, basically just to my home page, just so that we can, just for demo purposes. So you can pass through variables if you wanted to pass these through to some sort of thank you page. You could then dynamically say, hey, thanks, name, whatever the person's name is, and kind of make it more of a personalized message if you'd like. Just depends how your thank you page is set up. You can also drop targeting, retargeting code, tracking codes, whatever kind of code you'd like to. Once they hit that, that page, you can drop those as well. Now he's got a little debugging item in here, and all this is it'll basically, if you are using just this area, it will save the last person to come through this flow and just basically give you a bunch of information. It's more for troubleshooting to make sure if something went wrong or you think something's happening. It's just basically a little log file. Now, if you want to, you can also have it displayed, so you can put these into a log file that will save them all instead of just the last one. So if you have this enabled, it'll actually write it to a file, which then you'll have to go to your server and grab to take a look at. Or else you can just use this if you choose. Okay, so that's basically a external flow. Now, again, the more integrations you have, the more, you can get very creative with these. You can say, sign them up for a for a webinar if you have a GoToWebinar integration. You can get them into a membership site through Wishlist. You can have them create, a subscriber automatically and give them some training or some free training you wanted to push them to, whatever it is, all that whole list of integrations you can create, you can build massive flows if you wanted to. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the ecom flow. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and edit this. Now, an ecom flow, what I've set up here is basically for affiliate marketing is through JVZoo. Okay, so you'll notice there's a couple of settings here. You can have custom URL again if you choose to. You can choose the way that you get the get the variables. Again, most of the stuff you really don't have to change. It just really depends on what you're connecting to. You're going to have your flow URL here, your spam if you want to enable that as well. Now, On the flow start, so basically what I've done is I've chose to enter these myself. You don't have to, but these are basically all the external variables that JVZoo, because that's what this integration is for, is going to push to LeadsFlow Pro. So I've got those all set up. And I'd say that they're required, and I need to have those things because I know that they're going to be passed over. Otherwise, don't require them. You can add as many variables as you like. Make sure you set the primary email variable, and you can also set that cookie as well. Now in e-commerce, you're going to get some choices. Now, obviously, I have JVZoo selected here because that's what this integration is for. You can also do WooCommerce or a Universal, and Universal is really for anything. It just depends on how you integrate with particular platforms. Okay, but he has WooCommerce built right in here. I don't have it installed, but if you did, you would have your settings down here to grab that information and push it in here. Again, local subscriber database. We just want to make sure that you're matching up, right? So I have all of that, and it gives good direction here on exactly what to do, so that we make sure that all these subscribers get into my database. And then the flow end. Now on this one, I just have auto detect return type. There's nothing I want it to do at this point because all I'm doing in this particular integration is grabbing my my buyer data from JVZoo, okay? And you can do that as a vendor or as an affiliate, okay? There's some great training inside of the members area of LeadsFlowPro that show you exactly how to set it up in JVZoo for both vendor and affiliate. It's really pretty simple, but just follow that training, and it's very quick thing to get set up. Now, there was this area here. Okay, so tagging. The reason I'm not tagging this is because, like I had mentioned, all this is doing is just grabbing data, okay? They're all buyers. I could tag it buyer if I wanted to, okay? Now, what I would probably do in my case of, especially maybe for affiliate marketing, is I would create a new e-com flow and maybe send them through a sales funnel. So once that buyer, once they buy, they're going to get pushed into here and run through whatever flow it is that I have set up. Now I'm going to tag that with whatever the product is. So if it's if it's LeadsFlowPro, then that's probably what I'm going to tag this with. Or maybe I want to lump that into lead generation or lead collection or whatever kind of tagging you want to use. So if there's the next product that you promote, you'd set up a new flow, and you can actually just clone these flows. A lot of these. I believe on the dashboard here, the LeadFlow dashboard, you could just simply clone it, come in here, because all this stuff is going to be the same, if it's the exact same, integration that I'm using, and then just switch out the tag. Okay, so again, the tagging is extremely important, and we'll get to that here in just a couple of minutes. All right, so that takes care of the e-com. Now the internal. Okay, so internal, again, means that you are using the opt-ins on this page for that's on the same domain. Okay, now you'll notice in here there's some settings that are not here because it's internal, so you're using this system to do it. There is no form code like there was on the external, okay, because external you're actually going into, like here, for example, I've got this is optimized press that I'm using. This is that little piece of code that we looked at in the external. You can see the test external here. Just copy that, paste that in there, and then go ahead, and here's just a generic page I have on here, and then it's set up because I'm on a different domain than what LeadsFlowPro is hosted on. Okay, now the internal, it would be it's just not necessary because we're going to use the opt-ins that come with this to use. Okay, so we don't need any of that information. Now, we've got a flow start that you can do some tracking. Your local database, again, same settings. What are you collecting? Just make sure those are set, and of course, obviously, your tagging. Okay. So again, same thing with the integrations here. What do we want to do with them? Do we want to send them a little email, get them into my autoresponder, send them to a webinar, whatever it is? You just create that flow in the same way. Okay, so internal are much easier to set up because there's really not a whole lot to do, just depending on how in depth you want to get with your flow. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take a look here, and I'm going to go into Optins. Okay, now, what opt-ins are, and we'll just go into, let's see here. I guess let's just create a new one. Okay, all right. So when you get to opt-in, we're going to create this. So we'll just say opt-in 5. It's fine. and there's different choices here. Okay, so you have a standalone page, a pop-up, welcome splash, a pull-out, header, footer you can attach to, the short code way to do it, and then an embed box. Now, you're going to see, now you can build these, and actually let's just go ahead and do a pop-up. Okay, now you see here these couple of templates popped up. Now there are more templates, and I'll pop this to kind of show you that a little bit here. Okay, so here are all the different templates that you can. I believe there's 20 of them that come with this version. And if you're going to notice the opt-in type, standalone and embed. This one here is pop-up. Here's a bunch of pop-ups. This one's the pull-out. This one's the welcome. Okay, so you're going to notice that there are specific templates for depending on which one you choose. Okay, so pop-up, I just went ahead and imported a couple of these just to use as default. Now you don't have to. You can just use a user defined and literally just build your own opt-in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and save. Okay, so this is just give you a nice little preview, but for now I'm just going to apply it. We'll actually look at it here in a second. Let me publish that before we do it. Okay. All right. So I've got this set. Okay, there's my preview, cancel. Now, everything is set up because I'm using a template. If I weren't using a template and it's just user defined, this stuff would be, none of these fields would be filled in, and you can just enter them as you see fit. There's also A/B testing that you can do with these. So you can basically create two different opt-ins and then set them to be tested. Now I did create a little A/B test here. You can have many different types of tests. You just select which one you want to apply it to here. And the tests, I can show you that real quick. It's very, very simple to set up. Let's just take a quick look at that. All right, I'll just edit this one. Okay, all right, so you basically have some test conditions. So it's show to all users, do not show to people that have already subscribed to this opt-in. You can filter whether they're logged in or not if you want to show them. You can limit it, show max times 3, 4, 5. There's also other conditions here. So it's only, show them when they're only on the home page, only show them when they're on a single page. Each post, if you want specific posts that you just want it to display on. Same for pages or category pages as well. And that's really all you're doing to set up. Now, the one thing that you do have to watch is that if you're going to do an A/B test, it has to be the same test type. Okay, so I'm doing pop-ups, meaning I have to create two opt-ins, pop-up opt-ins. I can't do a pop-up and a pull-out. Okay, so they both have to be the same type in order to actually do an A/B test. All right, so that's basically how that gets set up. Now let's go ahead and get back to this. All right, so as you see, everything is populated here. He's got his custom CSS. You've got, you can change background colors, and you can edit. These are fully editable, so you can change whatever you want. The opacity, where it's going to be, where the background image is located. Then what they have here is the layout. Okay, so we have text. You can edit any of these things. Okay, so there's the text, learn how to cook. And then we have their headlines and more text, and then the opt-ins itself. Okay, so we have the opt-in button that we want to use. Now this is actually a two-step opt-in, meaning they're going to click a button and then they're going to be led to the form, but it's all still within the pop-up, and I'll save you and preview it here for you in just a second. But you can add other things to it. You can add a new row if you'd like, and here's all the different things you can do. You can throw drop-downs in there, captcha forms. It's got a pretty robust, pretty much everything you're going to need. Countdown timer, ratings. It's got quite a nice little feature set there. For now, actually, I'm not going to add one here. We'll get rid of that. Okay, so that's your first. That's the first screen that they're going to see. Now here's the second screen that they're going to see. Okay, and you can disable it. You can change it if you just like this layout. You can just say don't show the second box. Just go ahead and plop that form back on the first page. But you'll have to do the editing then, because this is specifically built to be a two-step process. Again, same settings for it. Here's the actual builder that you can edit or create, add new things to. You're going to have form settings. So here's where we're going to set the pass through. Okay, so now the test I did was internal flow. So obviously this is the one I'd want it to go through, but make sure you choose the right one. And you can do some after subscribe action, what you want it to do, hide, stay on the page, redirect it. If you're going to just display a message, this is the message it would show, and that's your standard kind of JavaScript message box that comes up. You're also going to have pop-up triggers. It gives you some directions here on how to do it. Now, if I want this, I'm just going to automatically have it pop up, and do I want to close the pop-up button? So you can actually force them to fill it out, or give them the option to close the thing. Okay, so up to you how you want to do it. If it's an A/B test, you just want to make sure that you set it. This is not, so I'm just going to leave that to where it is. Filter subscribed users, so show to all users. Do not show, that are already opted in. Filter login users. Okay, good there. Limit per users, the same things as well. Now you have all these conditions here as well. The position of the popover. Now each, depending on which type of popover you've selected, or excuse me, what type of opt-in box you've selected, there'll be different settings here. This one is the pop-up position, where you want it to come up on. Do you want it on page load after 2 seconds, 3 seconds, a minute? Whatever you can set there. You can do if there's inactivity, you can have it pop up. You can have exit intent as well. So if they're going to close the browser, it will pop up at that time. And then let's see here. What do we have here? Useful when user scrolls down to the footer or some other section of the page, enter and select the expression the jQuery can handle. Okay, so show when content comes into view. Okay, so when certain content comes into view, that's actually pretty cool. You just grab the ID of whatever that content is, that box it's in, and you just put that there, and that's what'll trigger the actual action to happen. So it's a little bit more techy, but again, these are all optional things. So if I just save and preview, this is right out of the gate. I really made no changes to it at all. I'll go ahead and do that, and it'll bring it up on my site. Okay, so here it is. Looks good. Second one, there it is, and I could go ahead and enter that in and do whatever I want it to do. Now I don't have any thank you page or anything set like that, so you just hit reserve, and it's going to go ahead and push them through the whatever flow you've chosen. Okay, and then I've chosen the internal flow for this. So basically that's, and you can actually turn off the advanced mode, which has a lot of those options at the bottom, because right out of the gate, you've got them. If you want to use any of these templates, edit them to and not start from scratch, you don't really need any of the advanced stuff. You can pretty much do this stuff right out of the gate. Okay, so as you can see, it's very robust software. So I realize I'm probably moving pretty quick through it, but I really just wanted to at least touch on a lot of the features that it offers. So let's go ahead and just actually hop over to subscribers a bit and kind of show you how that works. Okay, so you're going to see I've got some test data basically in here. Now let's go ahead and just click into. Actually, I'll click into mine here. Okay. Kind of show you what you see here. Okay, so it's going to show me where I live. It's going to give some basic information, what flow it came through, my tags that are attached to it, and then system tags, which automatically kind of rates me. Like with buyers, if you're a 1-star buyer, 2-star buyer, 3-star buyer, things like that, it'll give you a nice little rating to kind of see who's the best buyer that you have. Now we also have some basic information. Again, I didn't fill out much of this stuff, so of course it's not going to be there. I can add new tags to it, and if there was any custom variables, it'll put that information there as well. Gives you the event description, what happened. And then also full contact detailed info. Okay, so full contact, if you're not aware of what it is an extra charge. It's a monthly charge to use this, but it gives you basically what it does. It uses the email address and searches their database and brings back additional information, things like social profiles, clout information. It taps into a whole bunch of different profile information. So it just gives you even more intelligent data about that particular user. Things like really like where they live. Again, all the social platforms that they're hooked up to, and links to them. So it really has a lot of data. Now you don't need it. It is totally optional, but it is there. That integration is available if you want. You'll just get a much more robust kind of view of your subscribers. Okay. So hopping back over to subscribers now, again, when we were talking about tagging, so what you can do is you can basically sort through a lot of this stuff. Okay, so now I have a buyer tag as well. Okay, so I have a couple of these that I can actually sort by. Okay, and we also have system tags. So basically, I can sort by their star rating. I can also do by the flows. Okay, so now if I have, let's just say I'm just going to use this video list here. Okay. All right, so it's going to basically bring me back these 11 users. Okay, now what I can do is there's a lot of bulk actions. Okay, so now I can, let's just say I select them all, go to bulk, I can edit them, delete them, export them. Now you can export them to push into whatever other systems you have out there that you'd like, or really where the power is here, is you can push them through another flow. Okay, so this group of people that I have here is, then I hit apply, is for video. Okay, so I know that these people have interest in video. Maybe I have a new lead magnet that I want to push out there and I want them to see. So what I would do is I can do, all the subscribers or just the selected. So I have 11 selected, and then just select the flow. So whatever that new lead magnet is that I've created, I'll just go ahead and hit that and then push. Now I'm not going to do that for now, but it will then basically send them through that flow. Now, if you have your flow set up right, as we discussed before, you have them tagged, okay? So you have a new tag on there. Maybe it's, how to do green screen, video. So you want to tag it green screen so you can sort of see what people have interest, in that type of technology. So when your next product that you release, or if you're going to do some affiliate marketing, those are probably going to be likely buyers, right? So you're going to probably want to send them a custom, email to go ahead and purchase that particular product. So it's very, very powerful way to do this. So that's basically what you're going to do with all of your subscribers. Now you can also import your subscribers. I think I was talking to Sean, the creator of this. I think he has over 60-some thousand in his. So I mean, it can handle it. This application can definitely handle a massive amount of information. But it works just like any other type of upload. You're going to choose your CSV file, and then set a couple settings and upload it. Now it does take a little while. The bigger the list, so just you have to give it some time, to import. But you can also get those all in there. Now there's some basic statistics here. That we have. So you can do it by opt-in, if you choose by flow, by test, and it gives you some kind of basic stuff. I wouldn't say it's very detailed. Let me see if I have information even here. Yeah, there's nothing in that one. I think the ecom, let's see that one. So it's going to give you just a few things. So right here I have the one user that I imported through my ecom flow, but it'll show you different views and the conversion. So I mean it's rudimentary, at best. So I mean that one, I think it lacks a little bit there. If there's one thing I could say that I didn't really like is the reporting. I just thought it should be a little bit more robust. But with the ability to really kind of sort your subscribers, it kind of gives you that information right there. I mean, there's something specific I'm going to want to know. I can pretty much do it through here. Okay, well I think I've pretty much hit everything in LeadsFlowPro. Very powerful stuff. It actually opened my eyes a lot in creating some new sequences, for me to do. So fantastic piece of software. And I've honestly, when I used it, it was bug free. I didn't really hit one stumbling block. So it's obviously very well made. I definitely give it the thumbs up. What I'll do though is I'll talk to you a little bit. Before we get to the elite version, is the training. I actually looked through the training in the members area. It's fantastic. I mean, everything you need, you can get started real quick. He's got a lot of usage examples, which I like. I think there's, something like, integrating with your JVZoo, one-click webinar leads, affiliate promotions, how to do IPN pass-throughs, Facebook lead ads. You can actually hook this to as well. E-commerce lead gen, and things like that. So there's a lot of different types of training that he has in there. And go through it. I've been through it all. It's awesome. I did a really good job. So let's talk a little bit then about the elite version of this, because there's a couple of things that I kind of skipped through. So in the elite version, and this is the one-time offer, so you have to purchase the front end before you can get, the elite version. Now, what you're going to get with that is you're going to get the Zapier integration. Now, just quickly, this is what Zapier is. Okay, there we go. You can basically, through this one connection, through this one integration into Zapier, you can connect to all of these applications. Yeah, and I can keep scrolling and keep scrolling and keep scrolling. It's very powerful. Name it, it's in here. Tons and tons and tons of different apps. Okay, so what you're going to get in the LeadsFlowPro is the connection to Zapier, which then at that point you can connect to all these different things and add these to your lead flow. No matter what it is, you can add that into your lead flows. Now, let's see what else comes with that. The elite, really some ideas with that is, you can push your contacts, to Google Sheets if you wanted to, for whatever reason you want to do. You can send contacts event tickets, organize local meetups. create support accounts, book coaching calls to a calendar. I mean, it's just name it. I mean, you see the list here. You can pretty much you can get as creative as you want to with that. Now, what you'll also get is, I believe it's called a form catcher, and what that is a different type of lead flow. And it basically allows you to grab the the contact information from people who are filling out your comment forms, your applications, registrations, checkouts, all kinds of different ways. There's on the sales page, when you get there, you'll see a nice walkthrough of exactly everything that it does. But for the most part, you can kind of siphon leads silently, from any of your website, even if they're not opting in, by leaving comments or filling out any kind of any other kind of engagement with your sites. Now you'll also get there's some advanced features that come with that as well. If you're more the techie type, you can execute custom PHP scripts, JavaScript, and MySQL queries. Just depends how techie you are. But those type of advanced features will then be enabled. You'll also get 25 more licenses, so you can also put put it on 25 more domains basically. Now, also, what you get with it is Profit Builder. Now, Profit Builder is one of Sean's earlier products, which he still is using and still enhancing, and it's a page builder. It's actually pretty awesome. I believe the sales page, if you go ahead and visit the sales page, is built in Profit Builder. So you see, it can definitely do a lot. It's very cool. But you're going to get that as well, and 60 plus pre-designed marketing layouts. Okay, so you're going to get those with that as well when you get that elite version. Now, so that's pretty much it. And again, you do have to purchase the front end product in order to get to the elite version. So go ahead, and if you have any questions, any comments, I know I kind of went through that quick. It's just such a big system, but it's so powerful. And once you start using it, it goes so quick. I mean, you can bust out flows in just a matter of minutes, and it really gives you some great ideas and really gets you thinking about those sequences. And again, for some sequences or some pre-made sequences that I've used in the past, I'm giving those away as a bonus. So go ahead and click the links in the description area to get to the sales page as well as the bonus, my bonus page. So great. Thanks for listening, and leave me any comments, any questions you have at all. I'll do my best to answer them. So we'll see you on the inside.